about this, but Marcus Freeman, he's been under the microscope for a couple days now. The whole thing with Notre Dame not getting the CFP, no bowl games. We're not doing that this year. But now here's where we get to your lane. There's maybe some interest and peak interest in the NFL. What can you tell us about that?
His name's being tossed around a lot. And I don't think that his name would be tossed around so much if Notre Dame had gotten into the playoff, right? Everyone would say, he's focused on the Fighting Irish. But now that they're out, now they're not playing bowl games, now that the world is conspiring against the Fighting Irish, could Marcus Freeman leave? Look, here's what I'll tell you. There has been a, moderate level of interest in Marcus Freeman in NFL coaching circles the past year. The Chicago Bears had interest in Marcus Freeman. I can tell you without a doubt there are people within that building very interested in Marcus Freeman. Of course, obviously going with Ben Johnson there and not looking back. But could he be a candidate at a couple of NFL stops? I would say not the Tennessee Titans, who are going to go, I believe, with someone with some NFL, first of all, not only NFL coaching experience, but NFL head coaching experience. That seems to be the way things will be moving in Nashville there. But the name and the place that Marcus Freeman has been associated with, the New York Giants, is that possible? Sure. It's still early. I want to be very, very clear. It's still early. And to get a Marcus Freeman who doesn't have NFL head coaching experience to the Giants and pair him with Joe Schoen, who could be a lame duck general manager, right? His contract runs through the end of the 2026 season. No one anticipates that he would be getting a contract extension if he's even retained come January. That's the name, that's the place a lot of people are thinking about right now. We'll see if it ultimately develops. I've written about this. It's hard for college football coaches to become NFL head coaches because of the calendar, right? With the transfer portal, you have to just leave your team. You have to desert them when you have already locked up everyone in order to go to the NFL. And so Marcus Freeman has a really good deal in Notre Dame. Really, really good deal in South Bend. Would he ultimately leave for the NFL? I think there's a lot of coaches who would, but it has to be the right fit. I can tell you this without a doubt, there's plenty of interest in the NFL, some intrigue, I should say, in Marcus Freeman if he ever potentially wants to make the jump if the fit is right.
He is Jonathan Jones. Yeah, we saw that last year with the Bears, so we'll see what happens towards the end of the season in the NFL. As always, appreciate it, JJ. Don't forget, you can see everything on Sunday with JJ as well.
In college football, Notre Dame athletic director Pete Bavacqua unloaded on the ACC after they were left out of the college football playoff. Bavacqua cited that the conference has caused permanent damage to their relationship due to social media campaigns attacking the Notre Dame football program. Bavacqua addressed the issues a short time ago. Take a listen, it's new on SportsCenter.
Why would you attack an unbelievably important business partner of yours in football and a member of your conference, 24 other sports? I'm one person. I don't see the logic in that. I know other leaders at the university didn't see logic in that. And the ACC is important to us. We're important to the ACC. Now, I understand they have to stand up for their teams in football. We think there's other ways to do it. And it has created damage. I'm not going to shy away from that. And that's just not me speaking. People a lot more important at this university than me feel the same way.
Is to be joined by college football playoff reporter Heather Dinich, and so much drama in college football right now. However, Heather, you just heard from Notre Dame AD. What's your reaction to his comment right there?
Well, my reaction is that instead of going against each other after this, the ACC and Notre Dame need to work together because Notre Dame Athletic Director Pete Bavacqua and ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips are both part of the College Football Playoffs Management Committee. All of the SPS commissioners and Bavacqua have the control to change the college football playoff if they want to. Now, the bulk of the control over the future format is with Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti and SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey. But Bavacqua and Phillips are at the table. They are in the room together. And if they don't like what's unfolding in their own conference in terms of tiebreakers with the ACC and in terms of the whole playoff format, they need to work together with everyone else and fix it.
And so a lot of chatter about changes that need to be made to the college football playoff. However, Heather, what changes, if any, could we expect to see in next year's college football playoff selection process?
Well, I would be surprised if there were any changes in the format for next season. It's very likely that it could remain exactly what we saw this year in terms of the 12-team format. But what will change in the new 6-year deal with ESPN is that the Power 4 conference champions are guaranteed spots. So if Duke would have won next year, they would be in because of that guarantee. Also, in the memorandum of understanding that was signed for next year by all of the commissioners in Bavacqua, there are protections for Notre Dame. So if Notre Dame finishes in the top 12, it is going to be in the college football playoff. As far as expanding the field, though, that's on Tony Petitti in the Big Ten and Greg Sankey in the SEC to come to an agreement about what that should look like, and they have until the end of January to do that. If they can't, it's going to stay at 12.
Look, no matter what happens, somebody is going to be unhappy in the end. Heather Dinich with the latest. Heather, thanks so much for the insight. Ohio State has the shortest odds to take this year's championship at DraftKings Sports. Sitting at plus 240, right on their heels is Indiana, fresh off of their Big Ten title defeat of those Buckeyes at plus 250. Our college football analyst Greg McElroy joins us right now. And Greg, fill in the blank for me. Ohio State wins it all if what?
Well, if they can use the same motivation that galvanized them a year ago, they lost to Michigan, they became a better version of themselves, and they went on an absolute tear through the playoff en route to a championship. I think they can do the same thing this year. They lose to Indiana in what was a hard-fought game. Ironically, the exact same score, 13-10. That's the same score they lost to Michigan by last year. And if we learned one thing from the conference championships, it's very difficult to beat a team twice. There were 4 examples of rematches in conference championship games from the regular season. 4 teams went 4-0 in avenging those regular season losses, the biggest one being Duke over Virginia, and then, of course, Georgia over Alabama. So it can be done if they meet Indiana.
All right, well, after squeaking into the playoff, Miami is a 4-point road dog at Texas A&M. This Hurricanes team can win it all if what?
They're the real deal, Amina. I mean, if there's one way that you want to start building a team, if you want to compete for championships along both lines of scrimmage, and if you look at their offensive line, they've given Carson Beck the cleanest pocket in the country as far as pressure rate. And then you look at their defensive line, they have legitimate take over the game guy and Akeem Mesidor on one end, and then Ruben Bain on the other. These are two of the most disruptive group. Statistically speaking, together they have accumulated over 100 quarterback pressures this year, and that was with Mesidor being out a couple games with some injuries. So I think if you look at that defensive line, they can take over the game. The offensive line's elite. If those two groups can play up to their potential, they can beat anyone on the field.
Yeah, Texas A&M already given Miami some bulletin board material saying they don't know who Ruben Bain Jr. is. I guess they will find out when they hit the field. Greg McElroy also calling that game. Greg, thanks so much for the insight.
Stuart Scott, man, he was one of one, and his impact still being felt by many today, especially in the way he did. Booyah! It's a portrait of Stuart Scott. It premieres tomorrow. Charles Barkley, ESPN's Clinton Yates, among the many who spoke about Stu's lasting impact.
I was not unfamiliar with blackface's